Hey, thanks again for being on the throat stream earlier. Chad loved it. Like, seriously, man, I appreciate it.
You're not a real streamer.
I'm what?
You're not a real streamer. Ninja's Guide to Streaming, for Christ's sake? A masterclass? What a joke. I spent years sitting in chats, watching the real ones, and you think you can just skim a few wikihows, press go live, and suddenly you're one of them? You think because you're funny and you can make people laugh, that's enough? Streaming is bigger than that. I committed years to watching these streams. You don't just stumble into it like a cheap pair of slippers and expect the respect, the audience, and the tier 3 subs. You didn't even get through all the Saturday streams like you promised.
I thought you were proud of me.
I was. When you cleaned yourself up and started composing, working a 9 to 5, writing music for movies, giving lectures, I was very proud.
So that's it then, right? Keep old Purple behind the scenes writing music, cause he's not good enough to be on camera.
I know you. I know what you were, what you are. People don't change. You're Slippin' Purple. And Slippin' Purple I can handle just fine. But Slippin' Purple with a stream key is like a chip with a machine gun. Streaming is sacred. If you abuse that power, people get hurt. This is not a game. And you have to know that on some level, I know you know, I know you know, I know you know, and I know I'm right. You know I'm right.
I got you some shorts, a VOD or two, a TikTok clip, enough for a couple of days. After that, you're on your own. You can watch those hot tub streams you like so much. I'm done.
Purple.
Hey everyone, how's everyone doing? I myself, thank you for asking, I'm doing quite well, because we just got done with our second month of streaming. No one talks like that, what the f is wrong with me? In any case, we just went through something which I like to call the experimental phase. We tried some new things and some things worked and some things didn't work. So let's talk about that. To start off, we tried some new content. I did a stream basically giving a music lecture, if you want to call it that, using my background as a music composer. To talk about musical franchising, talk about why music within a show or series all sounds good together. Why does every Zelda piece sound like Zelda? Why does every Star Wars piece of music sound like a Star Wars piece of music? And it was really fun. It was surprisingly fun. One of the things that made it so fun was that it felt so normal for me to talk about. I know this is gonna sound quite obvious, but talking about something you've learned about, something you know quite a lot about, turns out actually it brings you in kind of a good flow state if you talk about it. You'd be surprised. It took me a while to figure that one out. But it was really nice. Although I doubt that playing very, very good music on a stream will help with the monetization given the copyright. It was still fun. Also, let's be honest, I don't care about that much at this point. Something else that actually came out of that stream was the Purple Galaxy Discord really showed up. For the people who do not know, I have a Discord where I post new videos, I talk to chatters, we talk about new content, whatever. And one of the things I did before the stream is I put a message out saying, hey people, I'm gonna try this thing. I'm kind of nervous about it because I don't know if it's gonna be fun, if it's fun to follow, right? My whole idea was to basically steal I hate the word steal, but use the concept of like Atriak's Marketing Monday, where he talks about what he specialized in, during his studies and whatever. He did marketing, and he brings that in a very good and easy to follow way onto the big screen, onto Twitch. And I thought that would be really fun with music, to enlighten people's view on music and, try and make it as tasteful and as easy to comprehend as possible. But I sent a message in the Discord being like, so I'm gonna try this Atriak style, stream where I'm gonna talk about music. I'm kind of nervous about it. Can you guys just show up and let me know what you guys think? And you guys did. It was actually amazing. We had a really good stream. A lot of people turned up, a lot of people chatted, a lot of people asked good questions, were thinking about the music. It was clear they enjoyed it, let's say. And it turned out to be one of my all-time favorite streams that I've done. Another thing about the Purple Galaxy Discord is someone asked me, so what is the like known face to unknown face ratio? How many of the people that watch your content are people you actually know, if that's real life, online, whatever, like people that you know, versus how many people do you not know that watch your content? And it actually turned out that it was about a 1 to 12 ratio, meaning that out of every 12 people watching or subscribing or following, I would know one of them. And this is, we count pretty big here. This is people also I talk to in chat, right? So this is a lot of people, which actually kind of surprised me, that it's that many people that I don't know. And I know that sounds as a weird thing to say, but it actually, to me, means that the channel is growing very naturally. It's people who are just there for the content, which is all I could hope for, basically. And this is gonna sound a little bit creepy, but on YouTube, if you have the YouTube Analytics app, this is quite specific, but you can see basically like the little profile pictures of people who watch your content. And I know that a lot of people that watch the content are there every week. Maybe they're not commenting, maybe they're not, engaged with the content, but they're watching it, and hopefully they're enjoying it. I mean, I assume so if they come back. So I think that it's actually kind of a positive thing, that ratio. Anyways, back to the content. Something else we tried were this kind of let's play style videos. We tried playing The Binding of Isaac, which has actually been incredibly fun. It's weirdly enough the most relaxing game and unrelaxing game at the same time. It switches that beautifully. It's just an incredible game. And it has been actually really good for the channel, I think, to have something there that isn't VODs for people to watch and get to know me as a person and a content creator in a more easy way, a more timeless way, let's say. Something strange started happening though, is that, well, one thing on YouTube that's more important than anything, it's not views, it's not subscribers, it's watch time, is that the watch time shot up like crazy. Because you have to understand, Binding of Isaac, like, the way I record it is I will record one run of this game, which is like 20 to 40 minutes. And I was thinking, if we get like 40% watch time, I'll be happy with that, because they're long videos. 50% is average. If you get that on YouTube, someone to watch 50% of a video, you should be happy. And weirdly enough, we're at about 60% on these videos. So that means maybe the views aren't as high as they could be. Maybe there aren't like 1 million subscribers watching it. That doesn't matter, because the people that are watching the video almost through its entirety. Besides that, the subscribers have been good. That's another weird thing about the Binding of Isaac videos. A lot of people that are watching them are subscribing because they are watching, which is just fun. Numbers go up, Beanie gets hard. The last thing on our list of positive goodness was the Trove stream. I've spoken about this enough, but I still think it's one of the most memorable experiences I've had as a streamer, maybe even as a human being. I know that sounds excessive, but to me, it was one of the most fun things I've ever done. So I did it with Dennis and Sebastian, who you might know Sebastian from way back in the day, like some old TF2 videos. It was one of the best streams I've ever done. It had no script. No, nothing. It was just me and him playing Trove with a stupid gag. The gag was, I hated it, and they were checking in if I still enjoyed the game. You have to understand as well about this whole situation is, I've spoken to Dennis once in my life. A long time ago. He and I were in a Discord channel together. I didn't know him, he didn't know me. That's alright. They were playing some weird game. And apparently, they were recording it for a video Dennis was creating, because he himself, is somewhat of a YouTuber. And it's like, you have to understand, they're Americans, I'm living in Europe, so when I call with them, it's often way early in the morning for me. So this was about 5, 6 in the morning for me. I was very tired. It was clear that, I don't know, I had probably done a concert or was at a concert or whatever. I was extremely tired. And what happened is, I just began saying random bullshit, and he turned that into a video, which I didn't know about till a few days ago. Which, by the way, the video is incredible, because it's just me saying weird shit for approximately 3 minutes. And to give you a sense of how weird that is this was 3 years ago, which is insane. Like the last time and the first time I spoke to Dennis was 3 years ago. Then later on, he began following my YouTube because you know he's interested in that world, and he started following, and he became an avid chatter in my Twitch and in my YouTube chat. And then at one point during one of the Warcraft streams, he just said, "Oh, I'm being nostalgic for Trove," because I was talking about how great of an MMO World of Warcraft is, and Trove is one of the worst MMOs you can imagine. And he basically just said in chat like, "Hey, you wanna play it? You wanna play it on stream? You wanna do this?" I said, "Hell yeah, why not? You know, let's do something crazy." So about a week later, if even that, he showed up with a new Discord server that had custom voice lines in there, which was insane. Like, I don't think people realize the amount of effort that goes into that shit. He made a server basically with all these sound effects all of those sound effects he made himself, which is just crazy to me. And I think that's one of the reasons why I love doing that stream that much, was because listen, this is not going to be a story about, oh, it's difficult, you have hard physical labor to do streaming, but it does take a lot of effort. I mean, on the music videos, or the music streams, I should say, there's approximately like 4 hours of pre-production that goes into that. A lot of that also is because I really wanted to be alright and always find a way of messing it up on stream anyways. But still, it's a lot of effort, so not having to do any of that. I just showed up. He was just like, here's a server, join in, this is what's gonna happen. He came up with all of that shit. And it turned, yeah, it was just incredible. I got pampered by their production. And I'm also including Sebastian here, which I don't want to talk to the guy after what he just said to me on the phone, but that's alright. That's alright. You know, we live and learn. So these were the positives. Let's get into some of the negatives. I didn't stream every day I would. I even ended up streaming on a day where I said, "Hey guys, I'm not gonna stream today because blah blah blah." And then an hour later did a 180 and said, "Guys, I'm live, I'm streaming right now," which is kind of insane. I mean, what happened? Well, for some of you who've watched the streams earlier this month, you might know that my wife got quite ill. She had a flu, so it's nothing bad. Ooh. She got a flu. Nothing quite bad, but as far as flus go, it was terrible. I mean, she was just out of it for a week and a half. So I had to take care of her, which I'm her husband. That's what I do. That's my job. I think it was literally in the vows. The only thing is that approximately a week after she got better, I started having a different taste, and then I started sweating a lot, and then I started getting headaches and becoming nauseous. I just had everything. I mean, it was clear to me that what I had done is I had gotten the flu, and I did the age-old classic where I pretended not to have the flu for a few days, and then it just came all crashing down in the same week. So I was basically out of it for a week and a half, where I was just a zombie. And it's, you know, it is what it is. I'm putting this as a negative. It's not that I had any, like, I could do anything about this. If anything, I think that saying, "Hey, I'm not gonna stream on these days," was a good choice. I still hated it. That's a weird thing that I haven't felt before, but I was like, yeah, but the whole point of streaming is having this interactive experience on this one, you know, on this schedule, on these live moments. And now I'm not live. So that kind of sucked. We at least had the Binding of Isaac content to fall back on, but yeah, I mean, I was just completely out of it. And once again, I'm fine now, I'm feeling great, and it was just the flu. But it sucks, because especially doing this month video, where it's a recap, we're basically now doing a recap. This is kind of weird, but I'll let you in on a little secret. We're recording this on the Sunday before the last week of the month, which means I'm doing this, you know, for 3 weeks, 1.5 of which I was basically comatose. But yeah, so that was one of the negatives. We haven't been able to make that much content, except for the Binding of Isaac, which has been good. I'm just saying, I didn't like not streaming because I got that real grind set. Nah, that sounds like a grind set. Sounds like China. You bring to a grinder date.
Hey, you there?
Yeah.
I heard what Sebastian said about you. And he's wrong, you know. All the way wrong.
Maybe he's not. Maybe I'm just slipping purple with a stream key.
No, come on. Slipping Purple doesn't pull off a trophy stream like that. That was a success, man. You know it was. Chat was feral, dude. And the Binding of Isaac uploads? Those have been a boost for real. I've been watching the views crawl up. It's sick.
Yeah, I guess Isaac has been treating me alright.
One day that algorithm will hit. People will see. It's just a matter of time. You're too you to go unnoticed forever.
Yeah, and what if I'm just background noise?
Then I'll keep listening, because you won't shut up. Always.
Thanks, Danny.
Anytime, Perp. Even if you keep dying on Basement 2 is Maggie because you suck at Binding of Isaac.
In any case, drum roll please. We're here for the thing you guys all want to talk about, the analytics, right? The analytics are always the most interesting part. I think the weird thing about the analytics as well is like when writing these scripts, like they are the shortest part because I just put in the numbers. Like I could literally copy paste it from the last one and just added the numbers. In any case, here we are. And I think actually there's a lot to be happy here. On YouTube, we gain, and I'm reading this from, you can see my eyes. Like I've tried, on the second month thing, it was terrible. I just kept looking at the script. Also because I'm not that smart when it comes to memorizing lines. So on this part, it's numbers. I get, it's numbers. I get to do this with numbers. On YouTube, we gained 8 subscribers. We got 8,000 views. And what I want to focus your attentions on is the 132.9 hours of watch time. Because if you look underneath that, you'll see something quite interesting. That is 112 more hours than usual, which is insane. And yes, if you look back at the last month, this is a few less than the last month, but that's alright. Because once again, you have to realize that the content we're talking about now is basically only a week and a half, 2 weeks worth of content. Which, to get these numbers, is just bonkers. Over onto Twitch. I'm gonna be honest, we got 4 followers and 3 subscriptions, almost 13 bucks in donations. That's subscriptions and bits combined, over 24 hours streamed. Also, funny story about this is that I got paid out. I got a check from Twitch with 50 bucks. Because the way Twitch works, once you reach 50 bucks, it will send you the paycheck. Up till then, it basically gets stored in the bank. So this money, I'm not gonna be able to touch this money. And this is out of my sight. Until we reach 50, then I'll get the check. Kind of a weird way, but that's how they work. In any case, because I still had money over from when I used to stream Overwatch 1, which is like 2017, or 2018, whatever. I got paid now because last week we got I believe 20 bucks, and now anyways, so that was kind of a cool surprise. I just got a message saying like, hey, you're gonna get paid by Twitch, here's 50 bucks, which has been nice because it's money. But the most important thing on Twitch is if we look over at the average views. I'm doing a lot of sound effects. On the average views, we went to almost 6. And I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but the way we got them is interesting. Over the last 3 streams, we averaged about 18 views. We went, on our Trove stream, we had a moment where we were in the mid-50s with viewers. We were at like 54, I believe, which is crazy. I mean, the main thing that this shows me, to be honest, is that I need to find a way to get these viewers to follow more than I am doing, because the follower number could be better. Yeah, it could be, but the views are there. It's just about converting them. So I need to work on that. I need to find a way to make it more enticing for them to follow. And you know what? I've set some goals. As I alluded to before, I really liked Overwatch 1. I played a lot of it. I did like 8-hour streams where I would just play Overwatch competitive. I thought it was an incredible game. Until Overwatch 2 was announced. I started hating it. I started hating Overwatch 2 even more. And seeing Overwatch 2 was just... Overwatch 2 is just such a terrible game. And I'll be honest, I've never wanted to play it. Even though I have maybe thousands of hours in Overwatch, I just couldn't bring myself to play Overwatch 2. It looks like such an incredibly regression of a video game. I mean, so the goal I've set is that with my hatred of Overwatch 2, you guys are allowed to punish me. I'm gonna do an Overwatch 2 stream for about 8 hours, like right back in the old days. If we reach the following requirements, basically. The goals I've set, I think, are very easy. I think we can get these. I think we will get these. Let me even say that. Once we reach 450 YouTube subscriptions and 250 Twitch followers, I'll do an 8-hour long Overwatch 2 stream. It's basically 20 followers, 20 subscribers. Punish me. That's really weird to say. Another goal, but this one is actually just kind of for me, because I think it would be really awesome. I got this concept when I was sleeping. Well, I guess I wasn't sleeping. I guess I was trying to sleep. Or I just woke. Who cares? But my idea is, if I hit 1,000 subscribers, this is long down the road. This one is long down the road. I'll get a tattoo. I'll get a Purple Planets tattoo. I'll get something designed. I'll get like a couple of designs. I thought I'd ask the Discord, allow them to choose which one. And basically the idea I got, which really sat with me as like such a cool idea, was for every benchmark where we hit, I'll get another planet. So maybe at 5,000 subscribers, at 10,000 subscribers, because then we can end up having a purple galaxy, which seems incredible. And also, I really love tattoos, as you might be able to see. So I kind of just wanted an excuse to get more tattoos. But yeah, if you want to help me reach those goals, feel free to share. And once again, thanks for the people that I've helped so far, that have shared their videos, shared shorts, TikTok, whatever. Thank you guys. And let's end it by just saying thanks for 2 months. I'm still enjoying the hell out of this project. I hope, I truly, something I've been thinking about this month is, I hope that shines through enough to you guys, that I'm doing this really because I'm having a blast. So, thanks everyone for watching this video, and I'll catch you in the next one.
If you make me record anything on that caliber ever again, I will unsubscribe from the channel, unfollow on Twitch. I will never associate with you, watch a single stream or video ever again. So please don't make me go through that again.
Purple, I think you should yourself.